All right. What's up? What's good? What's going on? Welcome back to the War Zone once again. Here we are with UFC 276. Adesanya versus Cannonier. What we're going to do, man, we're going to run through a few draft lineups, man, and sort of give you guys a little insight on some good lineups, man, to choose. I'm gonna give you 3 good lineups, man, and we're gonna talk a little bit about these matchups. So let's get into it. So first off, we all know we have $8,300 a player. The salary is $50,000. That's the cap. So let's start off here. All right. So what I did was here, and by the way, guys, you know, I win these a lot. You know, I don't put much money on them, but I win them every single week. So let's go in. I'm going to tell you here's a good lineup that I like for this card. So first off, I'm going to go with Sean O'Malley. Surefire win. Munoz, I think this is a mismatch, this fight. Munoz will come to fight, but we all know Sean O'Malley, I believe, is just too good all the way around. So that's the surefire, 9,300. So that leaves us with 8,100 for the average player. Then I'm going to swing down here, man, and I'm going to grab a underdog at 8,000. Dricus du Plessis against Tavares. Now, du Plessis, man, I don't understand why he's the underdog in this. I know Brad Tavares, tried and true veteran, but du Plessis is a problem, and I just couldn't quite understand it, and there's no way I could let him go for $8,000, so we're going to throw du Plessis in there. And by the way, he's my staple this week, I mean, in all of my lineups, because this guy, I just can't understand. I mean, Tavares is going to have to prove me wrong. All right, so next up, I'm going to go with a favorite here in Alex Pereira. Now, this Sean Strickland, Alex Pereira, that's pretty much a 50-50 fight. Strickland throws a lot of volume. We know he's a striker. Alex Pereira is a striker, very, very dangerous, but he has the clear power advantage in this fight, and I believe that he can outstrike Sean Strickland. So I have to take at $8,300. I have to take Alex Pereira for that one. Now, next up, I'm going to go with another underdog, man, in Brad Riddell. He's the underdog here against Jalen Turner. Brad Riddell, we all know, is a dog. He comes to fight. He is not playing around, people. And it's going to be a dogfight. So I got to go with Brad Riddell in that spot there. All right, next up, I have to go with another favorite here, people. Undefeated Ian Gary. See, this is how I sort of level out my lineup, you know. Ian Gary at 8,800. I believe Ian Gary just has the power. Gabe Green is a dog. He has power, but Gabe Green is kind of reckless in his fights. Don't get me wrong, man. I've seen him lose early and then come back and win in spectacular fashion, but I just think Ian Gary is just going to be too much for Green in this fight. And once Green tastes the power of Ian Gary, I think he's going to have a whole different approach. So I had to go with Ian Gary in that spot. And then the last spot, I threw in Brian Barberena. Brian Barberena is fighting against Robbie Lawler, ex-champ. been fading, man. This guy hasn't looked very well lately, man. Barberena is definitely more active, and I just feel like he has cardio for days. He's going to put a pace on. He can grapple. Both of these guys have taken a lot of damage, in their careers, but I just think the volume is going to be the difference, and I think Bryan Barberena is going to be the one, because Bryan Barberena is one of those fighters who's more like get hit you back. So that's the first lineup. Let me move on to the second lineup. So my second lineup is going to be, I'm going to go in here real quick, and I'm going to choose Max Holloway. Now, we all know that Max Holloway, this is a trilogy match between him and Alexander Volkanovski. And the reason why I'm throwing Holloway in here is because, first of all, he's $7,200. Third of all, he's ex-champ. This guy's got the best hands in the business, in my opinion, and his volume is through the roof. And I don't believe Volkanovski finishes him in this fight. These guys respect each other. I think Max finds a way to get through this fight. I predict that Volkanovski will win this fight, but at the same time, Max is going to put up a lot of volume in this fight. So we have a chance to, get some points here, and without him worrying about him getting finished. So I took Max Holloway in that one. So then I'm going to listen how I set this up. Then I'm going to go back to Pereira, who is the more dangerous fighter in this John Strickland fight. Pereira's a problem, so I'm going to throw him in there. And that leaves us $8,600 for each player after that. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to throw in Sean O'Malley again. Look at how this is working, people. So then I'm going to go right back down the list again and throw in Dricus. I mean, for the money, people, I mean, you just can't, with these fighters to pick from, you just can't go wrong with these lineups. So, Dricus, Duplessis, then I'm going to go with a favorite here, and Jalen Turner. I'm going to go with Jalen Turner here, and that Brad Riddell, because like I said, to me, that's a 50-50 fight, so I can flip-flop that. So, I'm going with Jalen Turner there. And then last but not least, I got to throw in Ian Gary. Look at how balanced this is. With the exception of the Max Holloway fight, man, I believe this lineup can do really, really well. 50-50 in the Pereira Strickland, 50-50 in the Turner Riddell fight. Could go either way. So I think this is a solid lineup, man. We have no money remaining on this, and I think that this lineup is pretty solid, man. So let's go on to our third and final lineup here. All right, so I'm gonna do it again, people. This is how I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna start off with Andre Muniz at 9,200. Then I'm gonna swing back and I'm gonna pick Andre Muniz. First of all, let me just talk a little bit. Andre Muniz, very, very strong, very, very tough. This guy is a jiu-jitsu monster. He's got power. He's a bully in the ring. Uriah Hall, we all know, is experienced. He's a veteran. He's getting close to, you know, his time in the UFC, man, to wrap it up, man. But very experienced, very dangerous also. But like I said, man, he's going in here. And the thing about Uriah Hall that kind of gets me is Uriah Hall is very, very streaky. There's times when Uriah Hall should be throwing his hands, or he should have some sense of urgency, but he doesn't. So I'm gonna have to go with the more aggressive, the skilled fighter, man, and Andre Muniz. He's hungry. I think he gets it done. Jalen Turner, Brad Riddell, we all know that. Jalen Turner, just a beast. He really is. Brad Riddell, a beast. Jalen Turner just has that. He has the size advantage in this. And so, you know, like I said, this being a 50-50, I'm going to go with the favorite, Jalen Turner. Then I have to go back to this, people. This is my bread and butter this week, man. Dricus Du Plessis. I'm going to go with him for 8,000. Then we got to put our surefire pick of the week, and that is Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip-flop here, and I'm going to say, let me get Sean Strickland in here. So we're going to go with Sean Strickland. So we can see how this is lining up, people. Very solid lineup, man. Very winnable lineup right here. This lineup right here is very winnable right here. And then for that last but not least spot, man, with that last $7,200, we're gonna throw Max Holloway in there. And I think that will pretty much balance it out. Because like I said, man, the reason why I'm throwing Max Holloway in some of these lineups, because I know that Max Holloway has the experience, man, to score volume. Regardless of whether he wins or not, he will get you some points, because I don't think he's going to get finished in this fight. And I don't think that Volkanovski knows the cardio of a Max Holloway. We all know he has hands. And so, like I said, Volkanovski knows he's got to fight a really smart fight. And I don't think he's going to finish Max Holloway. So that's the reason for that. But that's all I got for you, man. Thanks for tuning in, man, and checking us out. Please subscribe to the channel, Warzone Boxing, MMA, and Sports. Check out my MMA Fantasy League. You'll see the description. You'll see it at the top of the description. The link will be at the top of the description below. Come check us out on Facebook, man. We play fantasy, man. We use Tapology style scoring, and you can also check on my page, man, where I have my UFC 276 Adesanya Cannonier predictions, full card predictions. So once again, peace and blessings to all. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm out.